In this presentation we will show you how to create multimedia learning objects and how to use these for delivery through various platforms. Learning objects are small content snippets, like text, audio, graphics, video, that may be combined and arranged into larger units of learning, which can be lessons, courses, etc. Why first create small learning objects and then arrange these into bigger units of learning? Well, the main reason is reusability. You create a piece of text only once and then deliver it on paper, on a CD for use with a computer, on a DVD to play on a TV set, or for inclusion in your website. Same with video. You can create one video and use this to put on your CD, to put on a DVD, or to include in your website. How does it work and what do we need? This gives you the overview of the overall process. Using a home computer, camera, camcorder and microphone, all user electronics, you can create text, which is stored not as a Word file but in a more generic text format, which is HTML. You can create pictures that are stored as JPEG files. You create videos that are stored as high quality AVI files, and you can create audio streams that are stored as MP3 files. These files are then further edited, arranged and finally produced for distribution. And distribution can be on paper, for use on standalone PCs, for use with a DVD player and a TV set, or for delivery on the internet to access with networked PCs or mobile devices. The creation process of learning objects in brief. Text, graphics, audio and video. Text is created using a computer and the resulting file is stored as an HTML file. Graphics created with a camera, stored on your computer as JPEG files. Audio streams downloaded to your computer and stored as MP3 files. And video captures downloaded to your computer and stored as AVI files. So what do you need to create multimedia ODL materials? A camera, camcorder, microphone and a PC. All fairly standard consumer electronics these days, for which you need no recording studio or no elaborate training. So assume we have created all these multimedia learning objects. How are we going to use them to create units of learning for distribution to those various media? Let's first look at the example of producing for paper delivery. Paper is still the most commonly used medium for distribution of ODL materials. By combining your text and graphic learning objects using, for example, Word for the authoring process or any other text editor, you can create your paper-based units of learning. Most of the times your end product will not be a Word file, however, but you will transform that Word file into a PDF file first. The advantages are explained elsewhere. And then that PDF file is delivered to your students either through a printed copy of handouts or in the form of a book. We created some learning objects on how to make pancakes, which are text and pictures, combined these into Word and then created a PDF document. We'll have a look at it. So this material on how to create pancakes was created by first creating learning objects of small text snippets, creating all the graphics, then combining them using Word and then finally turning them into a PDF file. Now suppose your learners have access to a standalone PC. Then you will be able to combine text, graphics, audio and video files by using an e-learning authoring tool. The resulting file, which now combines text, graphics, audio and video and a navigation structure, can be burned onto a CD or copied to a flash drive. These can then be distributed to your learners. This is an example that was produced using Camtasia Studio. Here you see the navigation structure. The introduction gives you access to text that we also used before in the paper-based material. It gives you access to combined text and graphics. It gives you access to video fragments, for example. And it gives you access to exercises. You can go back. You can go home. So this is an example of producing units of learning for a standalone use on a PC. Now what, for example, if your learners don't have access to a PC but they do have access to a television set with a DVD player? The same can be done then, combining text, graphics, audio and video. But typically you will distribute the text and graphics on paper and put the audio and video on a DVD. Finally, more and more ODL courses are distributed over the internet. And your learners may access that through their PC or through mobile devices. Combining text, graphics, audio and video, which are then integrated into a website or into a learning management system like Moodle. These are then put on the internet server through which your learners will be able to access the materials either on their PC or on their mobile device. This is an example of a screenshot of Moodle in which we incorporated the course on how to make pancakes. It contains study tips, an introduction and all the texts, video demonstrations, assignments, and further resources that learners can explore. These days not only networked PCs are used by learners to access the internet, but increasingly also mobile devices such as mobile phones and tablets.